Well, we're back. Welcome to another Good Dads podcast. We took a little hiatus because, well, I don't know if we're getting ready to introduce some of our new staff, but I guess you guys weren't here for it. But Dr. Baker was like, I've had with these podcasts. Right. She threw her laptop across the room.
Really?
And she's like throwing pens. She's like, I'm tired of these podcasts. And I'm not wanting to have any more guests. And we're not talking about the podcast and doing them anymore. Because you sabotage every single one. And she does that when she yells, she whispers. Yeah, that's how she does it.
Wow. I'm surprised we didn't even get any guests after that.
Okay, so obviously that's untrue.
No.
I think we do that, though. Yeah. Right? No, it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Welcome, Dr. Baker.
Thank you.
None of that happened. We do have some great news.
We do.
So the reason that we took a hiatus was to get like our new crew together,
Right.
And kind of really march forward with a new plan. And there's always lots of good stuff going on at Good Dads.
Now we have a whole new plan, a whole new group, and so we're really excited to introduce.
Okay, with that, I will let you introduce our guest today, Dr. Baker.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first we have Scott Lewis, and Scott Lewis is here in Springfield, and he's our new project manager. So he should probably tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah, especially what does project management mean?
Yeah.
Because when I think about that, I think like the landlord's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's never a good thing.
Yeah. It's not the construction project management either. Yeah. It's a pretty wide title. So I didn't know exactly what I got myself into when I first signed up, but we're here now. So yeah, Scott Lewis. I actually haven't come from any nonprofit work or anything, but funnily enough, at my old job, I'd heard about Good Dads. We chose them as our charity of the year. And so Dr. Baker came, she spoke, and I was like, wow, that's a really awesome foundation. This is something that like we can get behind. And so that kind of piqued my interest. And, you know, a few months later, here I am. So I worked in product management before this, and before product management, I served 10 years as an aviation operations specialist. So it sounds like a fancy thing, but it's really not. I sat at a computer sometimes and then made maps on a chart for
the aviation?
Yeah, for aviation.
Oh, so you're not like flying and jumping out of planes?
Well, sometimes. It's like a 50-50. So I am aerosol qualified, so I'll rappel out of helicopters and some of the fun stuff. But
Fun stuff.
yeah, I do get to do some fun stuff sometimes, but that's like, you know, the 10%. That's the fun stuff. But the other's 990 is on a computer.
So you get to do that here.
No.
Yeah, so you get to... the rappelling ability, yes, that's the one I've said.
Just be repelling off the roof. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit about me. One, I'm a dad too, so baby girl this last year, she's about to turn 1 this week, so we're really excited about that. She's just adorable and everything, and part of the reason why I want to be working with Good Dads, you know.
Okay, so let's just say that I don't know anything about project management. Let's just say,
Yeah.
just in a weird world. What do you do as a project manager here at Good Dads?
Sure.
What is your like day-to-day goals like?
Yeah, so specifically in my role, I'm going to be in charge of the new Forge program, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in this podcast, but it's the new federal grant that we've applied for and we've been approved. And so it's federally funded for 5 years, the CU program that's going to allow us to teach to both solo dads and couples. And we'll talk about this more, but that's the grant that I'm in charge of. So really closely working with Dr. Baker, making sure that this program.
So what you're saying, you are the landlord.
Yeah.
You're the landlord to make sure everything's going well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're kind of like the policeman.
Yeah.
Like to be like, Dr. Baker, you better make sure, you know, talking to the couples too.
Dr. Baker will just go away on vacation and he'll handle it.
Yeah. It's awesome. Well, great. So it's nice to have you aboard. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And
Yes, so my name is Ryan Glidwell. I'm a native of Southwest Missouri, born and raised down here, but I moved to Kansas City about 5 years ago. I am a dad of 2 and a 7-year-old boy, shout out to Bentley, and a 5-year-old girl, Breland. I'm sure they'll love hearing their names. It's the greatest title and role that I never really knew like how fulfilling it would be. It's challenging. but it is the most fulfilling work, and couldn't be prouder of those two. And I come from I've had a non-linear career path to get to where I am. It's taken me a little while to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I did come from another large nonprofit in the Kansas City area where I connected folks with employment services. And so I'm just thrilled to be a part of Good Dads. My core mission is just to connect folks with resources and opportunities. And so this lined up perfect. I love our programming both for at-risk dads and the new program that we'll be talking about, because it's hard being a dad with all of the resources. And so that's why I'm so glad to be a part of Good Dads, and just thrilled to be on board.
All right, two very important questions before Dr. Baker talks to you. One, do you jump out of airplanes too?
No.
Okay.
Just a little motion sickness.
Okay, all right. No, on that. And being from Kansas City, are you upset that Arrowhead is going to Kansas?
You know, I'm a little nostalgic.
Yeah.
I'm right in the middle.
It's
I'm okay.
it is. It's
Yeah.
50-50 when you
Yeah.
talk to
It
Kansas City
really
folks.
is.
There are some people who are very angry, and then some that are, they could care less. They're like, yeah, have Kansas pay for it.
Now, if the Royals end up downtown, I'm good. Like, I don't want to lose both of them
All right.
to Kansas. But yeah, it's mixed for me.
Okay. All right. See, those are two important questions.
Very important.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what his title is?
Yeah, I do.
He is the regional coordinator. So for Kansas City all the way north to the Iowa-Nebraska line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So you're kind of in charge of starting different groups in obviously in that area, but different towns like around the Kansas City area north.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And I guess we're going to talk a little bit about Forge.
Yeah.
And what you guys are going to be starting and what Forge is.
So it's a brand new program that we're just launching. I think we'll actually have a few classes people can begin enrolling in April, dads. But it's for solo dads, and for the first time, there's also a program for couples. So I'm going to let Scott talk about that because, he's the project manager.
Does Forge stand for something?
It technically does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if this is like a new brand. It was an energy drink.
Yes.
I didn't know. Like, there's so many different things.
That's a thought.
I love the image that you probably have. Energy drinks repelling off the building.
Yeah.
When you just can't get
We're bringing
over that.
some manliness here,
Forge.
Yeah. So Forge is the actual grant that we applied for. It's the name of the grant. It's Family Opportunity, Resilience, Grit, and Engagement Fatherhood. I know it's a really long and kind of.
That's why you say Forge.
Yeah, Forge.
I understand that. Yeah.
So Forge it's essentially a 2-track program. So prior to Forge, we had New Pathways for Good Dads, and that's really targeting our at-risk fathers. And there's certain income requirements and a few more stipulations, and that's really more been the state that's been doing this. This is more federal. So what's really good about this program is, one, we're funded for 5 years, so that's great. 2, there's no income requirements, so this can be taught to any dad in Missouri. And now with the opportunity of Good Dads Plus Us is what we're calling it. That's our couples program. So the father can take it and the partner can take it, and we've been hearing a lot of people asking for this because they're taking these Good Dads trainings and they're learning these great relationship and coping skills. But when they try to teach that back home to their spouse or their partner, communication can get mixed up, as one probably does when they're trying to relay information. So
I don't know about you, man, but as a guy, I am terrible with details.
Right. It might be locked away in your head, but getting that out to your partner.
I get like 18 questions when I get home. Did you ask this? Did you ask this? Did you? And I'm like, no, I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Exactly.
How
Thank
does
you.
it
I
work
need you.
teaching your wife new skills?
Huh?
How does it work teaching
Oh, you were
her-
talking to me.
So what Scott said is that, sometimes the guys have said, I need help in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I was getting ready to ask you is how do these like we say classes for couples and we say classes, with Forge and plus, how does that look? Like what kind of classes is it? Like a weekly meeting? Are we talking counseling? Are we talking like a classroom setting? Like how does that, like if I were trying to kind of paint a picture in my mind, what would the classes look like for couples and the other ones that Forge is offering?
Sometimes we call them workshops because we focus on skills. And so the last thing I want people to think about is that I'm going to be sitting and taking notes. And it's not counseling. It really is meant to be fun and interactive.
Where you can learn something while you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then having the ability to practice that when you go home is really crucial too. That's why we like to space them out a little bit, and that's why it's those weekly workshops. It's not death by PowerPoint. I just went through with the Within My Reach training, and that was phenomenal. A lot of hands-on tasks, getting the participants to think about what they're doing and what this means. It's really great.
Yeah,
And there's a meal.
There's a meal.
There's a meal.
Oh.
Pretty deal.
This Good Dads podcast is brought to you in part by our generous supporters. This week, we'd like to thank the following: Table Rock Shores, Prime Inc., Mr. and Mrs. Bob and Susan Biney, Springfield Sign, Han DeBuff Government Relations, Midmo Bank, Pinnacle Family Advisors. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Visit our website at gooddads.com to learn how to contribute to the Good Dads mission.
Today we had a board meeting and we were telling our board members about this, and one of our board members said, "Now let me get this straight. There's going to be child care for couples." I'm like, "Yeah, if that's needed. And we're going to get to eat." I'm like, "Yeah. And we're going to have a good time, learn stuff, and be with other couples." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Wow."
Yeah.
That's the idea here.
Yeah, no catch.
Okay.
No catch. This is what we're all here for, right? Yeah.
Yep, free training to those who really need it and who want it. This is something that, dads have been asking for a while. You just haven't had the opportunity until now to really provide.
Or the resources, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We still have the solo program, so we're calling it either Solo Dads or Forge is what we've been colloquially calling it. And so that is still a program for single dads or for dads who maybe aren't bringing their partner with them. And still maybe focus a bit more at risk, but it's for any dad really. Across Missouri, we cover like 87 different counties in the year. So.
Okay, and that's also kind of like a workshop, but almost kind of the other divisions of Good Dads that we talk about, where it's just a group of dads doing different activities where they can kind of share their experiences. Like before we started this podcast, we were kind of talking about our kids and our family, and just right away, obviously that's the thing you can relate to, and you kind of that you hit home and you build a connection. And then that starts to build into something else. You get a little bit more vulnerable. You can share some things that maybe you wouldn't have shared because they understand you a little bit more. I think that's kind of what the group setting is all about.
And that realization that like you're not alone, like you're probably experiencing the same struggles and challenges as so many others. And I think that's what's great about the group setting is it builds that camaraderie. It builds a support system that I think all of us dads need. Is just that realization that you guys are going through the same thing that I'm going through.
Well, we talk about it so much, Dr. Baker, and that is there. Some of us guys, we don't want to have that humility sometimes, that vulnerability. Like to be like, I really don't know the answer to this, but I'll just keep trucking and try to figure it out on my own. We're not going to ask for directions. We're going to keep driving. And sometimes it's just, this kind of lets the guard down a little bit and let you kind of let you learn and, listen to other guys and what they're going through.
Yeah, I think I was teaching a parenting class years ago. And so we talked about some strategies one week, and the dad came back the next week and he said, this stuff does not work. My 3-year-old tried to flush a jump rope down the toilet and it overflowed and I had to take the toilet off, and he was explaining all this and he goes, this doesn't work. And I said, well, this will not keep 3-year-olds from being 3-year-olds. This will teach you what to do when a 3-year-old does what 3-year-olds do. And I think that just makes every other parent, and especially dad, feel like, okay, my kid's not weird. My kid is doing what kids developmentally do at that point, and I just need some ideas about how to handle that.
Well, it's a great point, Dr. Maker. What to separate on what like sometimes we're like, all right, is it my kid? Like, is my kid the problem? Like, is it, what are we doing wrong? Like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden you start talking and you put it all in this area, just kind of what you said. It's just them being 3. And then this area, how do I react to that? And I think that that's kind of the beauty of the program with the other dads, is to be like, hey, how do you guys deal with this? Like, how do you deal with social media? How do you deal with all these hot topics? Kind of thing. It's really fantastic when you get to talk to other dads.
Like other dads of 1-year-olds?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, man. It's something else. Yeah. So we got to move all the anything, ease into everything.
And there's the veteran dad sitting over there who's got maybe 5 years on you guys, and he can tell you what to do.
It just goes so fast. Like, that's what I've learned, to really love the challenges of each stage and to lean into it, because that stage is gonna go to the next stage and there'll be a whole new set of challenges, and then you're gonna find yourself missing the challenges. Like, oh man, I miss the days of where I would rubber band all of the cabinet doors, and so yeah, it goes by fast. I'm not like a veteran, but I'm not, but it is true. Like, time flies.
I tell my wife that all the time. I'm just like, I know this is stressful. She's like, I just don't know, we're going to make it. It's just J by J. And I'm like, well, I mean, I think that's a lot of people. When they have, a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old running around, and I'm just like, it's gonna be okay. But it's just like kind of like, let's just take it in, because there's some really fun moments here too. I know we're tired and stressed. Yeah, but man, how in the world, like, look at what he's doing right now. Like, that's hilarious. He's pulling the cat's tail. He's going to claw his eyes out. Isn't that hilarious? It's hilarious. Do we have insurance? I think we have insurance. I hope we have insurance.
So with Forge, we've got the relationship education, so helping you and your wife get along, or you and your partner. We've got the parenting piece, but we also have something else. You know what couples fight about most?
Money.
Yeah. So we've got a whole focus on, some people call it.
So you give out money.
No.
The government gives out?
No.
They show up and they go, is that part of the Forge thing?
No.
Where they go, money problems. And then it's like Oprah. It's like a leaf blower of money.
No, we help you have our money by holding on to what you've got and making
Budgeting,
better choices. Some people call it financial literacy, money management,
Yeah.
So that's going to be part of it too. And you're going to be able to choose the classes that are most related to you.
Yeah.
Because people have different, like if you have teenagers, you're thinking about that differently than if you have toddlers.
Right. And these couples are going to come from different economic backgrounds too. That there's no income level requirements. So some people may be looking to save for college. Some people may be looking to buy their first house or get their first car, or how to stay away from predatory loans. So it's all very tailored to what you're going through. So for both Forge and
I mean, for any kind of demographic, really. I mean, just because, obviously with like grocery bills and everything being so high, even like a normal middle class family, I mean, it's so important, like what you're talking about, just the financial classes in general on what to do. I mean, we have conversations about this. We're like, hey, we're going to have to start spending differently at the grocery store. And that's just where we're at. It's how it is. And that's life. But that's so awesome that you guys are doing that, really.
And it's not just for couples, it is for solo dads as well. So I think we want to say that a few times, because people have mistakenly thought, or now you're just moving to couples. Like, no, we're continuing our focus on fathers.
I think that was our push for Plus Us was so heavy because we're so excited to offer the couples program. We've been saying Plus Us. So people are like, oh, but we still have good dads, right? We still have for good dads, right? Yes, of course, we still have for. Yeah, our main focus is still on fathers, even in that couples class, because they're not as well served and educated, and they don't have the resources that a lot of some of our women out there do. So well, our focus is still on good dads and good fathers.
And we've talked about this before, especially you coming from a psychological background. I mean, how important is that for, you know, the couples to support each other in learning anything? Like, so you talk about the workshop as being fun, but you want someone to learn something. But if the biggest takeaway is, how can I support my wife better, and how can she support me? I mean, yes, this is good dads, but it's, you know, it's also works for everybody, right?
And that's why the curriculum we're using we wrote ourselves for when the couple is taking the parenting program, we call it a father-focused parenting curriculum that includes mom. Because there are questions in there like, what was your relationship with your dad? Because her relationship with her father is going to impact how she expects him to be a dad. Yeah, that's the psychologist talk.
No, I know where she's going from this. Oh, and I'm going to tell you a quick story. This is an example.
She's trying to say, I'm not sure what he's going to say.
And this is, her dad was big. She was a big Christmas decorator. Loved Christmas. So automatically, when she got into a marriage with her husband, she thought that he was just going to go out there and decorate everything. And guess what? He didn't. So that experience that she grew up with her dad was not the same in her family.
So, it causes tension.
And I mean, that's such a small, light topic, but I mean, it and that's
really... What's what I call the 20-year Christmas argument.
Yeah.
Maybe 25.
But to that point, you do. I mean, whether it's a man or a woman, you do grow up with different fathers. Right. And that's such a minimal example. But it is a really, like, you can apply that example to anything, what your expectations are, what your experiences are moving forward as your new family with your kids, right?
Yeah. And then, you know, if you think about PTA or PTO, so a parent-teacher organization, most of the time that is code for mother who goes to those. So unfortunately, a lot of the parenting kind of things, even though people would say, well, parent covers both, it's sort of unintentional. I don't know. The subliminal message is this is really for moms because they're the parenting the younger children. And then maybe when the child needs to help with algebra or driving, dad will get involved.
Yeah.
And that's really, we're saying, no, dad, we want dad involved much earlier.
That's awesome. So now, does he come up to Kansas City and watch over you too? Does he land the Kansas City area?
So
or do you go,
we're only a month into this, so I fully expect.
Okay, I didn't know if you're like, hey, stay on your side of the railroad tracks, buddy.
He's all over the railroad tracks.
He flies into Kansas City, drops down,
do a few inspections, make sure everything's up to snuff. Yeah.
It's a little heliport in their office.
Yes.
Working lots.
All right. So once again, FORGE stands for
Family, Opportunity, Resilience, Grit, Engagement.
Okay. And so then that consists of 2 different workshops. So we got FORGE.
And we got these 2 new staff people.
Yes.
Which is very exciting.
Okay.
And we've got 87 counties in Missouri.
That's right. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
It really is. How do we get signed up for this? Like, how do we, if someone doesn't know anything about or this is the first time this podcast, some of the posts we're making about it, how do we get involved? Where do we look forward our communities?
Yeah. So we're doing a few things. Later on this month, we're having a facilitator interest dinner to get facilitators more interested in what we're doing and more understanding. But the number one resource for this is obviously going to be our website, gooddads.com. And we have literature up there already, and we're constantly working on making more. Having brochures come out this week sometime, or getting printed about the 2 new programs. So keep a look on the Good Dads website, gooddads.com. That's where 99% of the information is going to be. But we're also going to have facilitator trainings throughout the state. So those are the biggest ones. Anything on this one, Dr. Lee?
I would just say they should let us know they're interested, and then we will put them on a list and keep in touch with them. And as soon as classes open up that meets their particular need or interest, and you'll be in touch.
Very good. Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's so nice meeting you. Welcome to the team. And Forge, the new energy drink. At your local supermarket. Forge goodness to get you through your day. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Plus us.
Plus us.